Hey everybody, this is Rudy Romero with From Ladder to Legacy. I'm here today with Chef Dahlia from Everlasting Tea Time. She is the executive chef here in the Palm Beaches, providing all types of catering and food services to make your mind happy and your bellies full. And there's one thing that Chef Dahlia loves to say that makes me smile every single time, and I'm going to tee her up right now for it, is she says Everlasting Tea Time is making one bite, one
Everlasting memories, one bite at a time.
and this is why you have the professionals do it, you see? So it's excited to have you, Dahlia. Thank you so much for coming on today. I really appreciate it. I love the background. I'm really hungry now. It reminds me of a nice pie that I would love to have to eat today. But I'm being good. I'm watching my figure. So, Dahlia, how are you doing today?
I'm doing very well. Thank you, Rudy, for inviting me on this platform. I am doing fantastic, and I'm so happy to be here today speaking with you.
Awesome. Well, I wanted to have you on because, again, I have had no chefs, and I couldn't think of a better person to bring on today to talk about food, talk about passion, talk about what you've done. You are definitely a person who has been multifaceted in the world when it comes to culinary arts, and I've always been intrigued by you, and I think our viewers would be intrigued by the things you've done, the things you've made, and the world you've lived. So, tell me, Everlasting Tea Time. Do you just do tea? What is Everlasting Tea Time?
Thank you for asking that question. A lot of people get it also confused. So, Everlasting Tea Time is a mobile catering company. Tea Time is our name, but we do so much more than tea. Tea is an experience. I'm also a private chef, just feeding you for breakfast, lunch, dinner. Any special occasion that you have, Everlasting Tea Time would love to be a part of that occasion.
How did you get into this? How did you open Everlasting Tea Time?
So, Everlasting Tea Time, we started without a name. And I love Tea Party. One of the reasons why I love working so much there was that I could serve tea. It's so different. I grew up watching English shows where they're always drinking tea, but I've never known of a place where they serve tea parties. So as a server, at the end of the day, I would take my cash tips and I would stop at every trip store on my way home. And then I started expanding. And I would go and pick up china, teapots, and teacups, and I would take it home. By the time I met my husband, 6 months later, I have enough pieces, 100 sets of teacups, saucers, teapots, tears. So on our honeymoon, we decided to plan a tea party for a group of ladies in a 55 and over community. And so we started Everlasting Tea Time just by giving back to the community.
Wow. So I guess the real question is, do you enjoy it? Do you enjoy what you're doing?
Oh, I love it so much, Rudy. I'm sorry you couldn't tell. I love, love, love serving people. I love creating food. I love seeing people enjoy the experience and the food and the tea. People just change. I love having tea by myself, but most of all, I love when I invite people over to have tea with Dahlia. So if I can spread that to other people, it's what I enjoy most, serving and giving that experience back to people. So yes.
Where did that come from? That feeling of wanting to serve people? Because that's not normal for most people. Most people don't feel that way. So it may be normal for you and me, but the rest of the world, that typically isn't something that happens. So, what got you into that giving or serving mindset that made you want to open this up?
You're touching my childhood. Okay. I grew up in a large family.
I love diving deep. We're going to go in. Here we go.
I grew up in a huge, huge family in Jamaica. Okay. And we always share what we have. We didn't have much, but whatever we have, we share. And it's as the oldest child for my mother of 5, we didn't have much. So whatever I had, food wise, whenever we have, I would want to give it to my brothers, my younger brothers and sisters, so they would have. I always want to have more, not just for me, but to give to them and also the people in the community. And it's the same thing living with my dad. It was a much bigger family. We grew up on a farm. We had much more to give. But I went there seeing the same type of heart where whatever we have, we always give to everyone. There were 10 grandchildren in one home.
Wow.
Not counting adults. There were 10 grandchildren, but there were still times when my grandmother, Mama, did not have enough. I've seen her when she gave us the food, didn't have much for herself. I would take mine that she gave to me because she made sure we all had enough to eat. Growing up like that, always knowing what hunger is, but also what serving and sharing is, it's a part of me. And I also think it's one of the gifts that God gave me, hospitality. It's strong in my faith as a Christian that God gave us different spiritual gifts. My gift is hospitality, the gift of giving and praise.
That's amazing. And that's the dream, right? And I think that's the one thing, and it's amazing to hear you say that, because there's a lot of people today that feel like that dream is gone. They feel like they can't, and maybe it's the media, maybe it's the generational mindset. They feel like that opportunity doesn't exist. And you are the living, breathing embodiment of somebody who was selling mangoes and candy, who decided to come here and find your passion and put it to good use and find your stride, your group. And that's amazing. And I think it's something that people should really see and emulate, that there's somebody here who did it. You took the leap. You made the jump. And I'm sure it wasn't easy. And I'd love to know more about, the struggles. I mean, New York is a tough city to live in. I lived there
It
for a
is.
lot of my life. So,
Yes.
there's a lot of struggles of just being an employee, never minding a business owner. So when you got to New York and you're here in this big metropolis of concrete and steel, obviously not 17 acres in the West Indies, any way, shape, or form. What was your first mindset when you got there? What did you think about it?
Um, I was actually really happy because while in Jamaica, I need to back up a bit. The same cable program that you see here, we have it in Jamaica. So I was home one day and I'm watching television and I saw this advertisement for the New York Restaurant School. And I'm like, wow, if I could go to that school one day. But no, God isn't going to do that for me. That's in America. I'm in Jamaica and I'm never going to fly in a plane. This is me. If what God wanted me to fly, He would have given me wings. So I'm not going to America. But at the time I was engaged. And so my ex-husband called me and he talked to me and I said, honey, can you call this place? Here's the number and here's the address. Could you do a two-way connection? No, I really didn't know if there was a two-way connection, but he's in America. It's the land of milk and honey. Anything can happen. I was so naive. But he did it. He was working at 42nd Street. He did it. And he connected me to the Art Institute of New York City. And I talked to them. And when they told me how much it cost to get into school, I'm like, that's never going to happen. So when I did came to America, you know where I went? 75 Barrack Street, 15th floor, where the school was. And that's the school I went to become a chef.
That's amazing. So everybody, this is Rudy Romero. So you became, and what was the name of the school that you went to?
It was first the New York Restaurant School, and then the name changed to the Art Institute of New York City. That's where I went to school, and I told them my story. I was on MTV, even though I didn't see it, but they interviewed me on MTV and asked me about my journey. But anyway, when I came here, it was a shock.
So you're in New York. You go to
Hmm.
you said the culinary school.
Hmm.
What did you do with the degree? So you obviously passed. You do a great job. So whether or not I don't know, but I would assume it because it's great food, guys. Just for the record. So when you got through that, what was your first thing out the door? What did you want to do with yourself? You had this wide-eyed, bushy-tailed city ready to just jump into the one of the largest culinary locations next to maybe California and Paris. What'd you do?
So after I graduated from culinary school, I was hired by Anthony Sigiano. He's an executive chef at the Breakers Hotel. He's in charge. I don't know if he still is because that was so long ago. He was in charge of all the chefs at the time. And he came to my school. I think it was 87 of us that graduated that year. I graduated top of my class. And he hired me.
Okay.
And I moved to Florida. When did I start Everlasting Tea Time? Is when I moved back to Florida about 9 years ago, started working at the Chesterfield and met my wonderful husband and partner, Tony Armour. That's when I started Everlasting Tea Time. And it has been an amazing journey. And to tell you the truth, I don't know if I would change much about my past because that is history, is what is now moving forward.
Yeah, and without it, it wouldn't have created you to be where you are today with a wonderful business, with a wonderful husband. Tony's great. Everybody who doesn't know him should get to know him, and put you on this wonderful trajectory throughout their time, right? Because being a business owner isn't necessarily just about the business; it's the personal stuff that you're going through on a day to day that helps shape that business, shape that culture that you're building. And I mean, I'm amazed by your story, and I hope every listener who has an opportunity to hear it will comment or message you or talk more about it. And I hope the young ladies who may be on here who are hearing this, if they listen to it, don't listen to me. Listen to the person that's we're talking to right now. Hear the amazing story, the grit, the determination, the resilience that Dahlia has had to be successful, to push herself outside her comfort zone, and see that you can make memories one bite at a time, or singing
You
one
got
song
it.
at a time.
Rudy, can I give an invitation? Is that
Yeah,
okay?
please do.
Thank you. So the last Saturday of each month at my home, I host a breakfast and women's Bible study. The last Saturday of the month. The only thing you need to do is let me know by Thursday how many people are coming, so I have enough meal, food, and enough chairs. It's my home.
Yeah, no, of course, please. And then let's do this. Let's put a plug in there. So when it comes to Everlasting Tea Time, how can people learn about you, find your food, find your services? Is it Instagram, Facebook, email, phone number? Give us the plug. How do they find you?
All of the above. Everlasting, you find me on the internet at everlastingteatime.com or meetchefdahlia.com. That will take you straight to my calendar link that we can have a conversation to create a memorable experience for you. I'm also on Facebook. You can look for Chef Dahlia, Dahlia Armor. I am on social media. I'm all over the place. You can ask Rudy, and my phone number is area code 347 458 0885.
That's amazing. Perfect. Great. And what we'll do is we'll make sure we put that out there as well for everybody when we go to tag you and put you all together. Dahlia, I really appreciate you taking the time to share all your experiences, all the trials, the tribulations, and all the resilience that you've had over the years. It's amazing to see. It's exciting. I hope it invigorates every person on here who decides to listen to this to see that it's not about how easy it's going to be. It's about the determination and drive that you have during the journey, and you can make it happen. You just have
Yes.
to work hard.
Yes, 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 yes. Thank you so much, Rudy, for this opportunity. You're doing a great, great job. This is my first podcast, and I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart. God bless you and the work that you're doing, and for paving the way for other people to come along and to showcase themselves and to get out there. Thank you so much to you and your team. You're doing a fantastic job.
Thanks, Dahlia. Well, till we see you next time, and hopefully get to have you back on the podcast again.
Yes, sir. God bless you.
God bless.